Hello everyone, my name is Dini Canika with student ID number 2215061026. Here we will discuss about work in IT, especially web developers. Let's get started. First, we will discuss about what does a web developer do. A web developer makes and maintains websites. They are in charge of a site's overall look and feel. Web developers also handle the technical aspects of a website, including its performance, website speed, and capacity, the maximum amount of traffic the site could handle at the given time. Certain web developers handle all aspects of creating a website. Some specialize in specific facets of website construction. Specialized web developers are usually categorized as back-end developers, front-end developers, full-stack developers, and webmasters. And the next discussion is what are the different types of web developer. Front-end developer develops the visuals or interfaces using JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. Back-end developer develops the actions on a website or web applications using programming language such as Python, PHP, Ruby, etc. Full-stack developer develops all layers of the software. Next, we will talk about web developer responsibilities. First, meet the clients to discuss their website design and requirements. Create and test apps for the website. Third, code for the site using HTML or XML and other programming language. Next, engage with members of their team to ascertain the kind of information the site should contain. Work in designers such as graphic designers to determine the site's layout. Integrate audio, video, and graphic into the site. Quality test and troubleshoot the website or its application in various browsers. Next topic is what skills does a web developer need to have? Web developers need to be proficient in technical skills, but also have the soft skills to work effectively with other team members. These are the skills you must have. Example, HTML and CSS. Next, we will talk about web developer salary. Web developers in Australia earn anywhere between 50,000 Australian dollar and 150,000 Australian dollar. The average salary is 90,000 Australian dollar. The salaries vary between roles and across organizations and cities. The following are the average web developer salaries in major Australian cities. An entry-level developer may earn like this in Sydney. The same developer would earn like this in Melbourne. Brisbane-based web developers take home like this annually. Web developers in Perth and Newcastle make like this and this respectively. Next, how to become a web developer. A formal education isn't always necessary to become an entry-level web developer. Some web developers have an associate or bachelor degree in website design or computer science, but others teach themselves how to code and design websites. While earning a degree can make you a more competitive candidate, a strong portfolio can go a long way toward validating your skill to potential employers. If you are interested in becoming a web developer, here are some steps you can take. we will talk about career development. What is the next steps after web developer? Web developers can enjoy an excellent career development as they become more experienced and more skilled. They can become ideal candidates for several instructive jobs, including senior web developer, lead DevOps specialist, head of UX design, head of UI design, technical director, director of IT, and head of development. Next, what makes a good web developer job description? Because so many websites are specialized, it's essential to highlight the specifics of your site in your job description. If you need a web developer to create an e-commerce website, for example, you will want to specify that the position involves developing online storefront sites and the prior experience with storefronts is preferred. Next, we will discuss about how long does it take to become a web developer. It should take about 5 to 6 months if you want to become a web developer, provided you spend a few hours each day studying. However, this time may vary depending on the way and intensity of study. For example, it usually takes you about 34 weeks to complete a coding bootcamp. Meanwhile, university certificate programs last about 12 months. Generally, people who learn web development independently by watching tutorials and practicing every day will take up to several months. What is the difference between web developer and programmer? The job of a web developer is to develop a website for the internet, while a programmer's job is to write commands on a computer to help them create a particular programs or application. All web developers know how to use programming language. Therefore, it is possible that a web developer can also become a programmer because they can also build web-based application. Meanwhile, a programmer is not necessarily a web developer. Apart from using several programming languages, a web developer also uses graphic and video. Meanwhile, a programmer uses script to write program code according to what has been planned. That's all my presentation about the web developer. Thank you.